Hey guys, welcome to Algorithms Made Easy. In this video, we'll see the question designing a hash map. Design a hash map without using any built-in hash table libraries. To be specific, your design should include these functions. The first one is put key comma value. In that, we need to insert a key value pair into the hash map. If the key already exists in the hash map, we need to update its value. Then the second one is get function, wherein we give a key and return the value that is specified or mapped to the key that is given to us, or else we'll need to return -1 if this map does not contain any mapping for the key. The third method would be remove key. So this method would remove the mapping for the given key if the map contains a mapping for it. So that's all we need to do. In the note, we are given the range of key and value, the number of operations that would be there, and that we cannot use the built-in hash map library. The simplest solution would be using a hash table or an array of the range that is given to us. So this would be the size of my array. So let's just code that first. So in the structure, we are taking a map, and in our constructor, we'll initialize its length to be the outer bounds for the range of value that is given to us. And initially, we'll assign -1 to each and every value, as our original value is going to start from 0. So this would depict that there is no value currently assigned to this particular index. For put, we can just update the index, that is our key index, with the value. And for get, we can just return the index. In the remove method, we can just set the value to -1, that denotes that there is no value currently present. That's it, and this would work. So if you run it for the test cases that are given, that gives a perfect result. One small change that we can do, instead of this loop that would take a lot of time, we can do a value +1 while inserting, and while getting we can do a value -1, and over here we can just set it to 0. So this would work the same as we are expecting, and let's submit this, and it got submitted. The time complexity over here would be O of 1 for each function, as getting and setting values into an array is done in O of 1 time, and the space complexity would be the size of this array that we have declared. So that's one of the methods, but this does not reflect the actual implementation of the hash map. So let's go ahead and see how actually a hash map is implemented. So as mentioned in the question, we have 3 methods that we need to implement. Let's go through each and every step in the hash map one by one. Firstly, we'll start with the structure. So this is the basic structure of the hash map. It has an array for the size of the hash map, and this array represents the bucket in which we'll be storing our key and the value. The key and value would be stored inside a bucket as a linked list, because there can be situations wherein we are going to get collision, that is, 2 different keys would want to go into the same bucket, and so we need to keep a linked list. This linked list would consider a custom class, that is entry. This entry is nothing but the combination of key and a value. Now, how do we decide what should be the length of the bucket or the array that we are going to make? Generally, the initial size of the hash map is 16. But we should use a larger prime number so that the hashing becomes efficient. In our example, we'll use a large prime number, that is 769, that would make our hashing much more efficient. So let's just go ahead and quickly develop the structure that we have seen over here. So let's reset this code and create an entry class first. This class would contain a key and a value, and a constructor for setting this key value. So let's make this public so that we can use directly in our hash map. So that's all about the entry class that we'll be making. Next thing is we need to initialize a data structure over here. So that data structure would be nothing but this one, which is array of linked list that contains the entry. So this is the array of a linked list that contains the entry. In our constructor, we would need to initialize this array with a size, and so let's take the size value as we discussed, which is 769, and now I can just say map equal to linked list type of an array which is of size, my size. So this is initialization of my map. Now let's go ahead and see the methods for this. So firstly, let's see the get method. Get method has parameter that takes a key and returns the value associated with that key. So firstly, what it needs to do is it needs to search which bucket my key could lie, and that would be by using the hash code method or by using the hash code. For our case, we are going to calculate the hash code by using this formula that would be key mod size. So while we do this, we'll get the bucket in which we need to search, and then for that bucket we'll get a linked list, and in that linked list we need to search for the given key, that is this key. Once we find that key, we can just return the value associated with it. This is nothing but the get method. So now let's go ahead and quickly code the get method, and then we'll go and see how put and remove works. So as we saw, the first thing is to calculate the bucket by using key mod size. Now to this bucket we would have the linked list mapped. So let's take a linked list. In this entries we need to search for the given key. So we'll iterate over this entries. And here, if this entry dot key is equal to my key. Now here I have used a double equals just because we are having an integer value. Otherwise you will have to use the equals method and override that too, so that it works perfectly with your hash map. So if the key specified is found, we need to return the associated value. Otherwise we need to return -1 as mentioned. Over here we can also have a base case that if this entries object itself is null, we can simply return -1. Now let's go ahead and see another method. So in the put method, we are going to put this key and value or this entry inside our map. So again, we need to search for a bucket wherein we'll be storing this key value. If the bucket is null, we need to create a new linked list and add the current entry into it. Otherwise, we need to search for all the entries, and if the given key is already present, we need to update its value to the new value. Otherwise, we need to add a new entry with the current key and value. So let's go ahead and write the code for this put method. Again, we need to find the bucket. And once we have the bucket, we need to check whether the bucket is empty or has some linked list attached to it. If the bucket is null, we need to create a new linked list and add the current entry into the map. So this will take care if the bucket was empty. Now let's see if the bucket wasn't empty. Over here we need to see if the key is already present or if the key is not present. So we need to iterate over each entry that is present in the bucket. So over here I am checking if my key is equal to the key that is present for this entry. If that is the case, I am just updating the value with the new value and exiting my put method. If my put method was not exited, that means the value was not found, and so I need to add that value into the current bucket. So that's it about the put method. Now let's see how remove method is going to work. So for the remove method also, we first need to search the bucket in which the key can be present. Now there can be two cases. One, that the key is present in the map, and second, the key is not present in the map. So if the bucket is null, that means that key is not present, and so we can simply return from the method. Otherwise, we need to search for all the entries in the given bucket, and if the key is present, we need to remove the entry from that bucket's linked list. Otherwise, we are good to go and there was no key found, so we can simply return. So that's all the logic behind the remove method, and now we'll go and code it out. So firstly, again we need the bucket. Now we'll check whether this bucket is empty or filled. If that bucket was empty, we can simply return that there was no key present, so there is no need to remove the key. Otherwise, we need to iterate over each of the entries. So over here, if the key is equal to the key I need to remove, I'll take that particular entry in a temporary variable, and let's define this variable over here. So this will help in removing from the linked list, as linked list remove works on an object. Now, after this for loop, there can be case that my to remove is still null or it has a value. So now again I can check if to remove is still null, that means that key was not present in the bucket, and I can simply return. Otherwise, I need to remove that from the linked list. So that's all about the remove method. So now let's go ahead and run this code, and it's getting successfully run. Now let's submit this code, and it got submitted. So the time complexity for put, get and remove still remains O of 1, and the space complexity would be the number of objects or the number of entries that you are going to put into the map. So that's it for this question, guys. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in another one. So till then, keep learning, keep coding.